sprinkling with the sainted water, and strewn with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the spirit mountain, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. As Buddha fair I offer it, may all sentient beings attain the happiness of Buddha fears. To the lamas who possess the Tirikayas, I offer the altar inner and the sacred offerings, with my body, word, and all that is visible. Please grant me the supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Renamendra La Punza Manga Samandra Savaran Samaye Ahom. I call refuge on the main world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor of Vajradhara, with adore. At both 8 feet of Father and Jiti Songo, continually I think of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessings. Disperse the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unlimited nature of mind. Please stand aware of the Dharma of the two ways and their combination according to disposition and likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. So now we go to the Manjurshri sadhana. Manjurshri sadhana, if you have a deity yoga sadhana, page 28. Angge doje jaje reizan dong jinje mado deje bonjong ba zerje lembo tawe jive ge jaje jarve jala ge sanze dorjen janjen de lo naro dang marba malai jeje gambo amo de bai jarwa indi gong be gaje lama nan la zorwa inde chi che yin che bo dang na de song san che gen mo nye rang sem che ge mo song dong ze be sa wen lam me ya la zo wan de ne chen ro wo sing le yin bu ga ran zhen yang ba re tu ye sing la yin lang bin zo ya la zo wan de gong ju to bang bo wa re sing je lo. Okay, so now first I'm going to do the transmission, Manjurshri transmission. Lama Yamgung Yerme Latu Ne Yishi Sembe Dritam Dorde Tre Deve Tin La Japsen Indro We Shin Nga Ju Tu Nye Tung La Ta Om Soba Wa Yeda Sarva Dharma Soba Wa Shida Dombe Ngang Le Pe Ma Dan Dan Ye Din Den Ran Re Mo Ma Ser Ze Ram Bara De Le Wong Chen Che Jar Wai Kin Chu Do Ken Che Ba Jan Sen De Yong Jer Dan Ye Jan Bara Yan Zo Ma Sen Do Yar Je San Ye Ye Ba Jira Ra De Bong De Sa Ra Yong Ba Do Ka Ra De Sen O Ba Le Ye Wan Ne Zen Ke Sa Ra Bong Yong De Zam Teng Tong Ra Jia Pe Ling Wang Jin Do Jir Xuan Zong Zen Pe Zen Ba Ra Wei Ne Zom Zhe Song Ga Ma Ran Ten Zen Le Wong De Yi Xie San Ba Jian Zhang Jiu Re Sa Hong Ba Hong Da Dan Ni Mi Ten La Yang Do Le Wong De Ring E La Jian Zhang Me Do Pe Dang Mar Me Xiarze Romo Dan Jian Jiu Ban Bo Rom Sa Wa Da Dan Ga Da Abe Ken Sa De Ma Ji Sa Ro Pum Jie Jie Wong Ne Wang Ge Ge Gang Zhe Ma Da Jian Jie La Jie Wong Jie Len Nam Nang We Jin Jian Wang La Da Ge Le La Den Ba Ra Jiu Men Jie Shiren Jana Sato Beza Argam Sarva Panza Manga Samandra Savarana Samaye Om Shin Minzi Minzi Shin Jana Sato Beza Pipe Sava Panza Manga Samandra Savarana Samaye Om Minzi Shiren Jana Sato Beza Pipe Sava Panza Samandra Samaye Om Minzi Shiren Jana Sato Beza Dipam Sava Panza Manga Samandra Savarana Samaye Om Om Minze Shiren Jana Sadom Benza Aloke Sawa Benza Manga Samanda Savarana Samaye Om Minze Shiren Jana Sadom Benza Gende Sawa Benza Manga Samanda Savarana Samaye Om Minze Shiren Jana Sadom Benza Nevede Sawa Benza Manga Samanda Savarana Samaye Om Minze Shiren Jana Sadom Benza Argam Sadom Benza Shabda Sawa Benza Manga Samanda Savarana Samaye Om Lamadan Gombon Jin Jambe Yang La Sanso Lo Yiso Jitu Toba Jiban Tanga Lo Dim Nye Tendra Nyadaran Amdara Sarwa Jini Tongen Jin Zese Nye Je Togan Lewam Zen Kanda Sepe Tsungram Marik Mintom Tunghar Chi Zerwe Nroso Ken La Peje Tarse Yen La Chukje Yan Din Song Rodar Che Do Nimong Nilong Leje Cha Do Donze Chen Marik Mizer Tunghan Nye Jin Nye Jun Zera Denham Done Da Je Sab Jen Dar Song Yung De Le Zo Jarsek Twe Ke Jera Jedang Junyi Den De Da Lo Mi Se Julan De Yuni Kulen Changwa Bo Yishi Dome Ra De Baran Jiti Tomo Mi Sarwa Jambar Yang La San Ser Do Do Karnya De Montang Han Ten Che Sen Do Je Rang Yen Yen Korwe Uzen Rodi Jargen Sin De De Monten Lao Trebe No Jar Yen Ye Je Ju Je Sim Je Dreba Jaran De La Jero Gen Jang Ha Da Do Zer Sen De Sang La Tem Om Wange Shoremo, Wange Shoremo, Wange Shoremo, Nuchu Yoran Tem Ranye Jang, Tukum Tem Merim Nade Bar, Renam Mimi Tonsar de Jinja, Lion Jambar Babe Koro, Jor, Jimmy Jorjulana Yin, Jubung, Molam Nezedin, Jujen, China Wuzerji, Dalo, Tomong Min Barabsan. Gadan Tenji Yonglo Doba Ye, Lord Proben Nawa Zarde, Sor Ganse, Tawaran Doban, Junze, Chawan Dona Yang, Gombo Javyang, Junye, Gemi Bane Tomarsho, Soja Namkan Tedo Be, Senji Kendo Drubze Sere, Jadan Javyang, Junze, Badaso Joban Tenda Sho, Dajan. Jayanga Denja Saragawa Tobata Dada Sera Dembar Sho, Sanjo Sanjo Rombo Je, Majiba Naji Je, Jiba Nyamba Meba Yang, Konde Konde Bevar Sho, Sanje Kozom Jibe Senlada, Chinyam Major Dembe Senlada. Gende Missin de Bessin Love Jeda, who Yam Holland Robert Namda, Karata, Gavan, the Renchi, and Basoji Jebata, Jiti Michi, Tomo Namda, Tarzan Sanje, Ye, Do Barajoyan, Homojere, Kanzerzawo, the Danjambar Yishi, Zamba, Yogom, the Nimbon, Dordin, the Yajan Lamantan, Seda, Lazobaton, Gayamiba, Convent living. Karma driven Rina Karma Bandejar Mangala Zola Bin Zamba Deba Ala Lankara Bhavinto. So now I finish the Manjurshri transmission. So now we're going to do first practicing together, and when we get in the mantra section, so then I'm going to share some teaching when we get in the mantra section. So please go to page 29. So we have this Manjurshri image in the page 28. So that's the visualization support. When we're going to in the practice Manjurshri, so maybe couple minutes meditate, visualize this image. Then that helps you become, when we into the practicing. So visualize. First we do couple minutes, look to the picture and close eye. You can look again, close eye, just images, try to appear to our mind. So we create that practice first, meditate a little bit. Okay, so now go to the prayer. Prayer is actually, we have to do first page 35. And you can see the dedication part there, by the light of your wisdom. So we chant that first, 3 times first. Usually when we share the Dharma teaching, so teachers, everyone chant these prayers like before receiving teaching all the time. So before practice, actually we have to chant these prayers. And we going to do 3 times this, by the light of your wisdom. It's 4 sentences, twice English, once Tibetan, then go back to the beginning. By the light of your wisdom, compassion one, may the darkness of ignorance in my mind be dispelled. To realize all the sutras and the commentaries, please grant me the power of radiant wisdom. By the light of your wisdom, compassionate one, may the darkness of ignorance in my mind be dispelled. To realize all the sutras and the commentaries, please grant me the power of radiant wisdom. Zeden jijen jenra uzorji, dalo temo memba rabsarane, Gadain denji yonglo tobaye, Lode Bobe Nawa Zarada Zo. So now we go to the page 29. Om Shine Jana Ben Zarazo Bawa Emai Gohan. From the all-providing emptiness are many color lotus apples on the lotus almond and the sundays, surmounted by an orange color moon syllable. The nature of my own awareness wisdom, the luminosity celebrated its color lay in all directions. It is offered to all the Buddhas and purify all obscuration in the 6 realms. The light returns and is absorbed into the syllables, and I become Manjurshri, brilliantly golden in color, with one face and 2 arms. My right hand rises the wisdom sphere above my shoulder, and my left hand raises to the heart level, holds between the thumb and the ring finger the long stem of a lotus that blossoms at my left shoulder. On the lotus is the 100,000 verse Panjana Paramita text. I am wearing a 5-pointed crown adorned with a blue black top knot and am cloaked with silken robes and precious ornaments, seated in the Vajra position with smiling countenance. I read the glorious signs of the Buddhas at the 3 special places are the white, red, and blue colors symbols, like the red is, from the syllables in white and the divine wisdom beings, who dissolves inseparably into me with the syllables Za Hong Pa Ho. Again, the 3 color legs, radiates and invite the Buddhas of the 5 families to appear in front of me. I offer flowers, incense, light, incense water, nourishing cakes, and music to them. Om Sarva Tatangata Abbe Kensadema. By this recourse, I am empowered by the Buddhas who poured the verse nectar on the crown of my head, filling my whole body with the nectar and purify all the obscurations. Purifying all the obscurations, the nectar nectar overflow at the crown of my head, becoming Buddha Verochana. The Buddhas of empowerment then dissolve into me. So now we go back to Tibetan. Om Shini Danjana Benzara Sobawa Ema Gohan Tongpe Ngangle Nazo Pe Matang Danye Den Den Ran Re Mo Ma Ser Uze Rambar Dele On Chen Tu Jarwai Genju Do Do De Ba Jiang Sende Yon Jor Danye Jambar Yang Sorma Zendo Sharje Sanye Pa Ye Ba Shira Rade Ponte Sar Yon Ba Tokare Tesen Ba Le Ye Wai Nen Zen Ke Sara Pong Yon Te Zem Chen Tong Cha Jia Pe Ling Wang Qin Do Chir Shen Zong Chen Pe Zen Bar Wei Ne Song Zhe Song Kam An Ten Chen Le On Chi Yi Xie Sen Bai Jian Zhang Jur Sa Hong Ba Hui Da Dai Nye Mie Ten La Yang Tok Le Won Zhe Ring La Jian Zhang Me Do Pe Da Mar Me Zhi Xiar Zi Ro Mo Dang Jian Ju Ban Bu Om Sa Wa Da Dang Ga Abe Ken Za De Ma Xi So Re Pum Jie Jie Wo Ne Wang Ge Ge Gan Zhe Ma Da Jian Jie Ye La Ma Jie Wo Ren Jie Le Nam Nang We Jin Jian Wan La Da Ge Le La Ten Bar Jo On Men Zi Xi Ren Jia Na Sa Dong Ben Za Argam Sarwa Bun Za Men Ga Sa Men Ra Sa Wa Ren Sama Ye A Hong Om Na Men Zi Xi Ren Jia Na Sa Dong Ben Za Pu Bam Sarwa Bun Za Men Ga Sa Men Ra Sa Wa Ren Sama Ye A Hong Om Men Zi Xi Ren Jia Na Sa Dong Ben Za Pibe Sarwa Punza Menga Samandra Savarana Samaye Hong Om Menze Shiren Jan Satom Benza Dipam Sarwa Punza Menga Samandra Savaran Samaye Hong Om Menze Shiren Jana Satom Benza Aloke Sarva Punza Manga Samandra Savarana Samaye Ho Nam Menze Shiren Jana Satom Benzaran Gende Sarva Punza Manga Samandra Savarana Samaye Ho Menze Shiren Jana Satom Benza Benza neve de on sarva benza manga samandra savaran samaye hong om benza sharan jana satom benza shabda sarva benza manga samandra savarana samaye hong. Page 32, long press. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of the two worlds, and perceives the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance in the prison of samsara as a father for an only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma through the 60 branch of Haramani's speech. He wears the wisdom sword to cut the saddling of suffering and to dispel the darkness of confusion. In the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels and perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, Manjurshri, adorned by the 112 son of a Buddha, to dispel the darkness of my ignorance. Tibetan. Kange lo dim nye chen dar nye dar nam dai rab sarwa. Jie nye dong gen jie yen zi ser nye jie du gar lin wam zing. Kanda zi be zung rai ma re min dong dong ar ji zer we. Roso gen lai pe jie dar ze yen lai chu jie yan den song. Ro dar jie roi nye mo nye long le jie jia zhuo zhong ze jing. Ma re min ser dong ar nye ge jie nye jun ze ra zhe nam. Dong ne da jian sab jian tar son yong de le zo jar se ge jie chai jie dai jiu nie jian zhe da lo men ser chu lan de. Page 33, the short press. You who are the perfect, youthful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes, and dispel the darkness of worldly ignorance, are posted before you and press you, Manjurshri. At the heart chara is a sandus on which stands the Mom syllable, surrounded by the mantra, circling clockwise. Is guarding light, light ready from the mantra, invoking all the blessings and energies of all the Buddhas, which dissolve into the Mom syllable. Again, light radiates and transforms the outer universe into the super land and purify all the obscuration of sentient beings, who are they transformed into Manjushri, or I recite the mantra together. The lake then return and returns to the six syllables. Go back to Tibetan. Yong ne ge len jiang wai bu, yi xie zhong me rab de bar, jie den de mo men sar wa, jiang ba yang la san zer du, du ga re nye de men dan han chen jie, sen do wu jie rang yen yen ko wei. Sente so de jargen sente de menten la wun che pe nu yar ye ni jur ju je sem je zhe pa jiang ran zhe la jur gen jiang nga zhai zhu wu zer zer de sa wun la de ne. Om Wange Shore Mo, 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 Om Wange Shore Mo. Om Wange Shore Mo, 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 Om Wange Shore Mo. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you some teaching here. Manjurshri. So, Manjurshri, the practice is the very important for the practitioners. So usually in the Buddhist the country or culture, so you can see the Manjurshri, Chinrezek, Tara. This three is very popular everywhere. So the Manjurshri is all the Buddha's embodiment of wisdom. Chinrezek is always Buddha's embodiment compassion. Tara is all the Buddha's embodiment of activity. So Vajrapana is all Buddha's embodiment of power. So that kind of, these four Buddhist, usually there is a Bodhisattvas, and the all manifestation is the Buddha's Bodhisattvas, benefit for other beings. So especially when you think about Manjurshri, so his wisdom and compassion, that reason no is Buddha, Dharma is in the world, spread out. So without Manjurshri, its Dharma is maybe already gone in the world, disappeared. So think about his story, when Buddha Shakyamuni, he talked to the Dharma. Manjurshri is the one of the Buddha's disciple, so he appeared to Bodhisattva. So, he is the lineage holder of all the Mahayana teachings, especially the wisdom teachings. So when Buddha shared the three basket teachings, Vinayana, usually we talk about the Theravada, Hinayana tradition teaching, the lineage holder is the Nyingti Usong Chenpo is one of the Arhats, Buddha's disciple. Here his name is Nyingti Usong Chenpo. And the Kingawo is Ananda. And then the Rahula is like one of the Buddha's, his son. So that's all is become Arhats. They hold the lineage teachings. And when Buddha shared the Mahayana teachings, so then especially the wisdom teaching is lineage holder is Manjurshri. And method teaching lineage holder is Buddha Maitreya. Then Vajrayana lineage holder is Vajrapane. So Buddha passed away after Nagarjuna appeared in the world after 400 years. So Nagarjuna, he face-to-face received teaching from Manjurshri. And then the Mahayana teaching is become spread out in the world. So that's the reason all the Nalanda University, these scholars, Yedam deity is Manjurshri, because the Nalanda University founder is one of the founder is Nagarjuna. He received teaching all these teachings from Manjurshri, and his Yedam deity is Manjurshri. And then all the way, Nalanda University, these scholars, Yedam deity is Manjurshri, they wrote all the commentary, Buddha's commentary, teachings commentary, and spread out in the world. So that's why the Dharma is still in the world. It's due to the Manjurshri's blessing And these all the scholars, you know, wisdom and compassion, they create so many commentary and teachings. So now we have. So that's why this all the scholars practice in Manjurshri. So we shared already finished last week, the way of Bodhisattva teaching. So way of Bodhisattva teaching is come from Shantideva. Shantideva, he completion practice Manjushri, so he has blessing Manjushri. He's become like actually Shantideva is inseparable already Manjushri. So that's why he has that kind of, knowledge and wisdom to write the way of Bodhisattva, like that kind of teaching he can share because due to the Manjushri blessing. And then same like that, if you going to look the history, read all these scholars biography, mostly the completion Manjushri practice, and that's why there has the knowledge and the compassion and share these teachings for others. Same is the way of Bodhisattva, many teachings are like that. So then also in Tibet, the Dharma, especially the Buddhist teachings for education, follow the science intellectually. You can approving logically that all is like due to the scholars, the knowledge and the compassion. They also completion Manjushri because it's all go back to its Manjushri blessing. In Tibet, each lineage has Manjushri emanations. So that's why all lineage has this Buddha's teaching, and the Nalanda University scholars commentary also has commentary in each lineages, because each lineage has Manjushri emanations. The teachers practicing and they receive blessing from Manjushri. And that's why each lineage has all the different commentaries. The own lineage has own commentaries. The same, like example, way of Bodhisattva teaching, like that. Because all is due to the Manjushri compassion and the blessing. So then it's if you go back to his story, like each teacher has visions, and the practicing Manjushri, the completion Manjushri, they has blessing and wrote different kind of commentaries, and they also has created different kind of Manjushri practice sadhana. Have many different sadhanas. Some is already translated to English. Yesterday I logged into online the Lotsawa, translation to Lotsawa house or something. There also has many commentaries. Also have many sadhanas. And this sadhana is a Digong Kagyu tradition sadhana. Actually, all these different lineages has sadhanas. This is a Digong Kagyu, follow the Digong Kagyu tradition, but actually it's no difference, all same. Just the lineage teacher is different, but sadhana is, you really log to sadhana. That everyone just talk about Manjushri. Right now you see the picture, image, and he has like holding the sphere, and right hand, left hand hold this text and volume, and then his ornaments, body color, all is the same thing, no difference. Follow the same thing, just same. So, and then we use this sadhana is also do the, Gachen Rinpoche does every year in the Yamin Taka practice. So he required to who joined the Yamin Taka practice, and then he also required to chant this sadhana, use this sadhana, and create this mantra 100,000 accumulation time. So it's good thing. It's I didn't not the thinking about the Yamitaka, but we created this today this program, but many people need actually Manjurshri practice for the going to join the Yamitaka practice, sadhana, the practice with the Gachen Rinpoche. So that is a good sign. And then I received this many empowerment from Gachen Rinpoche. Is Degon Kaju also have this Manjurshri empowerment. Is we have like collections, 50 empowerment. The Digong Dharma Kirti, he collect all the different kind of empowerment, 50 empowerments together. So the one over there is Manjurshri empowerment. There's many different kind of Manjurshri. So anyway, so I received this empowerment from Gachen Rinpoche. And then very long empowerment, have the longest, like have to do 3 days. The long empowerment I received from Khenpo Jimmy Pinso, Khenjin Jimmy Pinso from in Tibet when I was in Setalarong. So he did it 3 days. So that time he recommend means like everyone who joined the empowerment have to do 600,000 mantras. So I did that. And Khenpo Jimmy Pinso, he was in the retreat in China. There's like 5 peak mountains. That is Manjushri's holy mountain. The mountain is Manjushri's holy mountain. He was there, he meditated, practiced in Manjushri. So he has a vision of Manjushri and he created sadhanas. So I think after that, he practiced Manjushri after that. So usually when Khenpo Jimmy Pinso, he shared the teaching, he don't use the sadhanas, any books. So he mostly is using his knowledge and come from, he has mostly memorized, but then he just also have lots his own coming teachings from his clairvoyant or kind of like just arise teaching from his mind or wisdom, that kind of, he has many teachings, he shares lots of teachings like that way. And then also know the disciples also, I mean the Khenpo Jimmy Pinso's disciples who are going to pray for Khenpo Jimmy Pinso, they also talk about Khenpo Jimmy Pinso is inseparable with Manjushri, realize Manjushri's realization in the mountain, the 5 peak mountain, and ask blessing, same as his realization, something, have very special short prayers. I can find that and tomorrow I can share with you. So I usually chant that prayer. Sometimes I use before meditation, I chant that prayer. It's also really helpful. When you're going to do the meditate, you also chant some prayers before meditation, like supplication to Guru. And that's connect with your meditation, Its minds go into the nature. It's helpful that way. So that's also the Tigong Kagyu tradition. When we practice Mahamudra, then the 5-part Mahamudra, they talk about the 5-part Mahamudra. We have to first, of course, mind generate bodhicitta, and then visualize Yidam deity, and then do the Guru Yoga, and then go into the Mahamudra, right? So that's all the actually. Each practice we have to do that way. First, in the practice, we have to do the mind generation. In this sadhana, just directly go into the practice. First, we don't have in here this sadhana, the refuge section, refuge and the bodhicitta, but that's we already done the beginning, opening prayer. So actually, each sadhana has refuge and the bodhicitta. So that's important, right? Any practice we have to mind generate first, and then visualize Yadam deity, especially like in talking about today, like visualize this Manjushri, and then you think about that Manjushri and our Guru is inseparable. visualize that, and it comes together. When Yadam deity practice and Guru Yoga goes together, then we go into the meditate Mahamudra. So that's that's why before you go into the meditation, you can chant some supplication to Ru Guru and Yadam deity inseparable prayer, something. It's very good to do that. Okay, so now here in this sadhana, so you know, sir, we usually I already shared many times the teaching about mind generation, so we don't have to talk that again here. So go directly to this sadhana. Then we have to visualize. So this is called generation stage. Generation stage is followed by actually outer level, inner level, and the secret levels, 3 different levels. Here is right now is this is followed by the outer level practice, and the inner level is like more go deeper. Means first we practice outer level, then go inner level, and our vein channel drop, this all visualize, and the impure is transformed to the pure. So become is our vein channel drop, this all is transformed to the pure and become causes of the happiness, not the causes of emotions. So that's kind of practitioners visualize, meditate, ability, they have ability to this transforming. And then sacred level is the Mahamudra meditation. So Guru, Yadam deity, our nature ma is inseparable, recognize the same. So that is a sacred level practice meditation. Followed by that 3 is all the, this generation stage has. But easy is for auto level is easiest. So especially for beginners, because we are beginner and we always thinking about our own is like ordinary person. So we don't have enough practice inner and the secret level. So then auto level is easy. So auto level practice has become a little bit more adopting or used to, then you can go into inner level and the secret level. So this is followed by more auto level way. From the all providing emptiness, many color lotus appear on the lotus moon and the sun days. So we visualize first. So all these phenomena as we visualize becomes emptiness. Then within the emptiness arise many color lotus appears. See, lotus flower is appears. So this is just generally all the Buddhas here. We have here in this book, it's deity yoga sadhana have so many different yadam kind of deities. Actually all same idea, same meaning, but only different, just syllable is different. Buddha has become different. Auto level form Buddha visualizes different. Actually, you understanding one sadhana practice, then just move to change idea is all same. Not much difference. So especially in this all is a shorter sadhanas, very short sadhanas. Short sadhanas actually for the more practitioners, higher level practitioners, they don't need elaborated. And so, elaborated sadhana is more for beginners, because then we have to learn one by one, understanding all the details. Then you go into the short sadhana, then you're easy to understand. Oh yeah, very profound. Like you can use the short one and you can understand everything. Just, whole mandala, you understanding clearly. Sometimes this short sadhana is spoiled, practitioners. spoiled, like it's then don't want to go to the long ones. Their thing is so boring and too much, you know. But actually, it's you go to more longer sadhanas, understanding longer ones, then go into short ones. It's like you really recognize how essence, how profound. Otherwise, you don't understand. So someone always easy going, you know, they don't know the whole difficulty part. So you have difficulty part, then you come to the easy part, then you understand what's going on. Yeah, so easy. That's simple, easy to can do. So that kind of way, you know, like short sadhana is very simple, easy. But if you sometimes we do long one, it's great to do practice long one too. Long one sadhanas usually in the drupchin practice we use, and the daily practice more is for the short sadhanas, daily practice. So then see here is visualization is no difference. Color appears on the lotus are moon and the sun disk. So that is always the same. Empty and arise lotus. Then top there is moon disk and the sun disk. So this three is representative is actually mother's womb. Lotus is like representative of mother's womb. Moon is representative white drop father's. Sun is like mother's red drop. So this three visualization is actually transform in pure perceptions. Antidote to our warm birth. This meditation is like antidote to the warm birth. So when we're in the pardo means looking the birth. So then they see the mother's womb and the father, mother, this all, you know, drops come together. Pardo means consciousness go into that, going to take rebirth. So if we take that way rebirth, is go to samsara, 6 realms again. In this practice, you know, helps liberation. So when we are becoming the pardo, the consciousness, you don't see the mother's womb, you don't see the father and the mother's drop there, you know, we are not attached to that because it's transforming. You see the pure, you know, lotus, and then lotus is this Manjurshri seat, and then sun and the moon is Manjurshri seat, then syllable is become transformed to the Manjurshri. So that means in the pardo you can ability to see the Buddha. So that's why this visualization helps, you know, transform impure perceptions. This visualization is antidote to the birth coming imprints. Like, so this all samsaric beings take the birth in samsara because have a strong habituate, strong impure perceptions. So that's so strong habituate, and that's why take easily birth in samsara. So this visualize helps in the pardo, so block the mother's womb, and then you don't have to go take birth again there and see the in the pardo, you seeing the Manjurshri in the pardo, so you can liberate in the pardo. So liberate Sambonakaya, form body. So mostly I think you are here in the pardo teaching, so you know, so when we share the pardo, you know how to liberate in the pardo. In the pardo, you know, we liberate 3 different levels: Sambon Dharmakaya liberation, Sambonakaya liberation, Namanakaya liberation. So that's this practice helps Sambonakaya liberation. So if you practice a Yadam Date, it helps in the pardo liberate Sambonakaya form body. Then surmounted by in orange color mom syllable, the nature of my own awareness wisdom. So we visualize the top of the sun, then this mom syllable. So that this mom syllable is representative of our consciousness. So consciousness going to take into the birth. So now we consciousness is transformed to the mom syllable. Syllable is mom syllable. So then like that is so like that is create accumulation merit. So when we practice Yidam Deity, then these visualizations have two benefits: purify our karma obscuration, and also create accumulation merit, and also benefit for others too. So visualize the mom syllable, mom syllable like that is, and it comes lots of offerings. Just mentally visualizing, right? Offerings out. It's offering to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. So that's create accumulation merit. It's special method. If we do something effortlessly, create accumulation merit is hard. So this one is called Vajrayana teaching. Is using special method. You don't have to do so hard work, but you done the job, easily using special method. So that's the reason here, and mentally, using these offerings to Buddhas create accumulation merit. So this create accumulation merit is also introduced to our self-grasping too. And this sadhana is called generation stage, means like actually skillful method, using that. And that's why we create accumulation merit, and also the accumulation merit is introduced to our self-grasping. Then same time, also the leg letter is bring back to again in the dissolve to the mom syllable. So that's representative is get blessing from the Buddhas, dissolve to us, get blessing into our mind. Yeah. And then like letter is again. So go to the 6 realms, 6 different realms. And this is like that is purifying others' karma and benefit for others, visualizing, benefit for others. So this using very special method. That's why, like, when you want to benefit some other beings, visualize Manjurshri, and like that is to, from like you can see visualize yourself as Manjurshri, like that is your heart to go to all the other realms, benefit for them. And like example, this time we have this coronavirus. Due to coronavirus, is so many people has difficulty and suffering. So now, like, you can visualize yourself as Manjurshri and visualize the mom syllable in your heart, and like that is go to all these realms, like visualize, purify their karma, visualize removing the sickness, disease. You can visualize that, removing that. And then actually this practice helps removing the cause. Removing the cause helps. You can have that example, like your relatives, families, and your neighbor, or someone you really wanted to practice benefit for them. And then you can just focus on that person. You visualize yourself as a Manjurshri, and this mantra is rotating in your heart. Mom syllable is in the center. So this mom syllable is like that is go to hit the person. Then that person's you visualize it, remove all the negative karma. You can visualize it that way. And so then that helps. You can help that person, visualize it that way. So remove the negative karma and remove the causes of sickness and disease. So then also you practice it that way, also comes compassion to them too. First, of course, you have a compassion, you have good intention because you wanted to help for that person, right? If you don't have that kind of intention, you cannot think about that person, right? So first you have a compassion, good intention. That's why you're doing that practice, meditating. And then you like that is go to purify their karma. Even not remove the disease, but remove the causes. Like you can help them future life and causes of remove the causes of a disease, future life, and not going to reborn to someone is always sick and get always problem for with the healthy problems all the time. Some people has all the problems that kind because due to previous life karma. And this practice helping other is remove the causes. So result is hard to remove. We need medicine. It's this practice really help them cause of the suffering. So the person is like example, someone your relative family, someone sick. The person sick is okay. Is that is a result. Same as like headache, but they have more than headache causes. So there has so more than that problem in the causes already created. So no, you think about that headache and then pray to them, remove the headache and remove the other disease together. So that prayer practice helps other people's more causes of suffering. So usually Garchen Rinpoche, he shared the teaching, he said the practice is the same, it's the suggestion, right? Your surgery, right? Surgery. Okay, surgery means like you have to go through hardship, but you really removed your disease infections inside your body. So like that, and practice is the same as a surgery, helps remove others' negative deeds and the causes of negative deeds, causes of suffering. So that's why each this Yadam deity has that kind of benefit. Same thing. You can use Manjurshri, you can use, the medicine Buddha, you can use Tara, all is the same. Long as you have a compassion, good intention, and you just practicing, then this Yadam deity sadhana or practice is the same benefit. No difference. So that's where we can have others and also remove our obscuration too. Then see the nature of my own awareness wisdom. The luminosity celebrated color, light, or in all directions. So go to it is also offered to all the Buddhas and purify all obscuration in the 6 realms. The light return and is absorbed into the syllable and are become then Manjurshri, means like we are become Manjurshri. So this is going into self-generation stage called self-generation. The mom syllable is representative of our consciousness is become mom syllable is Manjurshri, means we are become Manjurshri. Brilliantly, so Manjurshri is brilliantly golden in color with one face and 2 arms. And this section then depends on your individual level, means like how you can practice. Like you can go into inner level, you can go into secret level, or you can be in the outer level. Either way is okay. If someone only practice the outer level, then the become mom syllables transform to the Manjurshri, the visualize Manjurshri in front of like this, in front of us. And we are just start thinking about ordinary person. So we take refuge to Manjurshri. We homage to Manjurshri. We press to Manjurshri. We do all this practicing, ask her Manjurshri blessing. And inner level, you visualize, then yourself is Manjurshri. Your body is become visualized in Manjurshri. Secret level, you really into the natural mind, meditate. You know, it's Mahamudra. Then it's like Manjurshri, your own natural mind is inseparable. So that is more powerful. So that's all is here has we can, you know, follow it, all these different kind of ways, different levels, because followed by individual level, individual like capacity. With the Manjurshri, so brain like color, with one face, two arms. See, then you think about the low to, I mean, this all the Manjurshri image. He has one face, two arms. My right hand rises the wisdom sphere above my holder, and my left hand raises to the heart level, holds between the thumb and the ring finger the long stem of a lotus. That blue zone, the blue zones at my left shoulder. On the lotus is the 100,000 verse Panjaparamita text. I'm wearing a 5-pointed crown adorned with a blue black top knot and in cloak with silken robes. And precious ornaments seated in the Vajra position with a smiling countenance irradiate the glorious sons of the Buddhas. At the three special places are the white and the red and blue color syllable like radiates. So now we share here is visualization Manjurshri. Same is the image Manjurshri. So I'm going to share that more in the long press to Manjurshri. It's the same thing, you know. I'm going to share the long press to Manjurshri. That section is more teaching. So, and so now we visualize that way, and then on our home. So that's always like same, you know, Yadam deity when you practice Yadam deities. So this is called the three places. So then here, so Y Om is forehead, you visualize, you know, then red R, blue home is heart center. So this three is represented with body, speech, and mind. Yeah. So now we're going to invite the wisdom beings. So we visualize ourselves as Manjurshri. So that is the core, you know, Samaya beings. Ourselves is Manjurshri visualize. So now we're going to invite other wisdom Buddhas. So that's why read it, you know, glorious sons of the Buddha at the three special places are the white, red, and blue color syllable like red is. From the syllables, invite the divine wisdom beings. So divine wisdom beings, 5 Buddha we inviting, who dissolve inseparable into me from the syllables, to me with the syllable za hong pa ho. So then we visualize 5 Buddha and also wisdom being Manjurshri is dissolved to ourselves. So this meditation, actually, you get more confident again. It helps, you know, first you visualize yourself, and maybe you don't have that enough confidence. You don't have that kind of divine pride. So inviting wisdom being dissolved to yourself, that helps you become more divine pride and remove the, impure confident, impure perceptions too. So you really can feel yourself is Manjurshri. And when you get in this level, so dissolve to Buddha into yourself, then some people focus too much in the, auto level ornaments. But that's also okay actually for the beginner level, but you go in more higher level, deeper level, you don't need to focus too much in the ornaments. Manjushri is like sword and woolly looms and his ornaments. If you focus too much at that, and then your minds become distracting. So your practice is not really into the, in this kind of level. This is going into the inner level practice. So when you go into inner level practice, you don't that much focus outer level ornaments. And to go into an inner level, you must have to have a confidence yourself is Manjushri. So how you get your confidence yourself is Manjushri? Because you have to recognize your mind and this Manjushri Buddha mind is inseparable. Otherwise, you don't get confident. So that means like you really into nature state is more confident you get. Then you into your own nature, and when you are in the own nature, that time then you are inseparable Manjushri. So that's the highest level where to you can this practice Manjushri. Again, the three color like radiates and invite the Buddhas of the five family to appear in front of me. So now first see like radiates is invite wisdom, Manjushri dissolve to yourself, become your Manjushri. Is you get more confident. And then also like radiates again, invite the five Buddha front of you. So when you invite five Buddha, then I offer flowers, incense, light, scented water, nourishing cakes, and music to them. So mentally, all the offerings to these Buddhas. So you can have also auto level symbols. You can usually put in your altar these offerings. That's also good way to, like for you need something support yourself. That helps you. And then or level where you visualizing yourself is all these offerings to the Buddhas. Then Om Sarva Tathagata Abhikeka de Samaya Shiriyahon. So this all these Buddhas become going to give empowerment for us, all the Tathangatas. Om Sava Tathagata means all the Tathagata Buddhas. Please grant Abhishika Mom means Abhishika is empowerment. Give me empowerment. Abhishika means like into blessing and remove all the negativities. Negativity, the also or the subtle level, everything removed from our body, speech, mind, and in blessing into our body, speech, mind. So that's empowerment. Then visualize, by this request, we request to the five Buddha blessing, and empowered by the Buddhas who poured the west nectar on the crown on my head, filling my whole body with nectar and purify all the obscurations. So that's the visualizing when you receive the empowerment. Purified all the obscurations. The nectar overflow at the crown of my head, becoming Buddha Verochana. So then nectar go up again in the crown, they become Buddha Verochana. the Buddhas of empowerment then dissolve into me. Then this 5 Buddha who give empowerment is dissolved to ourselves. Then we do this offerings to Manjurshri. Om Manjurshri Jana Sato Beza Argam Sawapunza Manga Samanda Savarana Samaye Home is representative is drinking water. Is all the when you chant this prayers, and then you think about all the drinks in the whatever in the world we have drinks is offering to Buddha. Manjurshri Jana Sato Benza Pipe Sawapunza Manga Samanda Savarana Samaye Home. Then so in the world, like all the showers and the cleansings, like hot tubs, whirlpools or swimming pools, everything like this we created like beautiful things, right? They're all mentally offering to Buddha, Bodhisattvas. Om Manjurshri Jana Sato Benza Pipe Sawapunza Manga Samanda Savarana Samaye Home. So that's everything, all the beautiful object. Doesn't matter which kind of object, it's anything, just long as like attractive, beautiful, or it's mentally offering to Manjurshri. Then on Manjurshri Jana Sato Benza Pipam Sawapunza Manga Samanda Savarana Samayahom. That's we any good smell object, the incense, and any good for the nose, like smell beautiful or smell is offering to Buddha, Manjurshri. Then on Manjurshri Jana Sato Benza Aloke Sawapunza Manga Samada Savarana Samayon. Then we visualize all the lights, candles, butter lamps, sun and the moon, all the lights, the city lights, everything visualize offering. Om Manjurshri Jana Sato Benza Gende Sawapunza Manga Savarana Samaye Home. So we think about all the medicines and perform, right? Perform and something good smell and using for lotions, body lotions, whatever you use or something put into your body, create good smell, good for the body. So helps your skin, like helps your mind, anything like using something, everything is you visualize offering to Buddhas. Then on Manjurshri Jana Sato Benza Neve Sawapunza Manga Savarana Samaye Home means like food, any food, visualize offering to Buddha. So that's kind of sometimes you can visualize like, grocery stores, big ones. Think about this, all the food, so visualize and offering. On Manjurshri Jana Sato Benza Shabda Sawapunza Maga Savamana. Then all the music, songs, people do dance, music, so everything mentally offering. Long as you knows how to do this object is offering, then everything, whatever we do in the world, daily activity, it's become offerings. So think about this offering object. It's actually ordinary people, or it's a causes of attachment, causes of suffering become. So if you know how to use this, or this object is a causes of happiness, or this object can create accumulation merit. So when you see the, like example, you go to this mall, you see in the store so many different stores. So you wanting to buy and you become like everything's like I wanted this, or is it like you create the causes of grasping, you fitting your grasping, right? Become, and that is all causes of suffering. When you see these things, like when you get into the mall, maybe you chant, like think about, we usually do the mandala offering, short the prayers, or example, like you can chant the Achisa Sadhana. I usually, when I have mindful, I do this prayer. It's very good for me. You know, Achi prayer has a, in the short offerings, like powerful lady of Meti who guides the victorious teachings with your vow to protect excellent practitioners. Lay your own children, Achi children, and retinue to you I pray, to you are offered. So I visualize all this to you are offered. Please grant me every wish. So I chant these prayers like this. When I get in the mall, I'm offering to Achi and then ask protect anyone in the mall. So like that, you know, when you get groceries, so you can think about these prayers. When you see the city lights or everything, visualize, you know, Achi and do these prayers. Or you can do any Yadam Day, the same thing. So that's where we can create accumulation merit, and also like you get more mindful when you get in this situation. Otherwise, this object is a desire object. So you get more desires, then create the causes of suffering again. Long as you have mindful, so you think about this prayer. It's like maybe you can chant you know, mandala offering. There we have many short offering sections, 7 branches, like that kind of prayer. Or you can press to Achi, so that prayer. So many different prayer we have. Anything you come to your mind, mentally offering. It's you get in the more, it's become maybe no useless. You did something great job there, create accumulation merit, and you see all this you know, object in the store, or it's good cloth. So you're offering this old cloth to mentally offering to Buddha, like mentally you wishing is every being has this cloth who don't have enough cloth, you know. When you get in the food store, you visualize offering to the Buddha food, wishing all beings have this food for who don't have enough food. So wishing all this food is offering to giving to the hungry ghost. So like that kind of way, it's a this is called Vajrayana teaching. Generation stage is daily practice, means like we can, even you don't chanting prayers, but your activity or is like use these visualizations, practice, and create accumulation merit. Remove also our, you know, karma too. So that's the special method, create accumulation merit. So now we're going to the long press to Manjurshri. So long press to Manjurshri, I'm going to share with you the screenshot here. So please give me permission to the screen share.
Okay, you're allowed now.
Okay. Okay, everyone can see. So long press to Manjurshri commentary. So there's a Aminda, she helping, you know, we're doing like same as a Tara, we have a supplication to Tara short commentary. So we're doing create like short commentary, Manjurshri, about this text. So you can see, right? This is sadhana. Everyone okay, yeah?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so here in recites, you know, a concise explanation of the long press to Manjurshri. History of this text. Historical account of how the long press to Manjurshri come into existence is as follows. many scholars from Nalanda University decided to create a press to Manjurshri. Upon decided this, they all dispersed and went to their separate residences. Each of the many pentatars wrote a press, and then they all come together to share what they had writing with one another in order to decide which press to adopt. It became clear that each pentata had writing exactly the same press, which they thought to be a sign of Manjushri's blessing. The meaning of this same press, which comes from Manjushri, is blessing will be confidence in the following sections. Okay, so now you can see this history here, and Nalanda University is the long history there. It's like first university. I think after Buddha passed away 400 years, because one of this university's founder is the Nagarjuna. So Nagarjuna, Buddha prophesies Nagarjuna. His Buddha said, like after 400 years, he passed away. Buddha himself, he passed away after 400 years. And the Nagarjuna is become apostle in the world. So he mentioned about clearly his name. And then Buddha said, he is the first Pimi Bodhisattva. Nagarjuna is first Pimi Bodhisattva. He shared the, teaching is unmistaken. So Buddha said he spread Mahayana teaching in the world. So I told him this morning, Nagarjuna, he, so first off and then we can share it better. So Nagarjuna, he practiced Manjushri, so he has completed Manjushri and he received directly teaching from Manjushri, Nagarjuna. And then in that reason, in the Nalanda University, all these scholars, Pentata, so we call Pentata, they're practicing Manjushri. The mostly these Pentatas are realizers. So you know the Chandakirti's history, right? Chandakirti, he get milk from draw cow because he has realized emptiness. So Chandakirti, he practiced Manjushri, he's become also same as the Manjushri. That's why he has ability to share the middle way path. The teaching is amazing. Then Shantideva also completion Manjushri practice, so he has realized he shared the way of Bodhisattva teaching. So like that, this all the Nalanda Pentatas is mostly who has these commentaries, Buddha's teaching commentaries, they realizers, so they share the practice Manjushri completion. So that's the reason in the I think University Nalanda, the tradition, there say many Pentatas, 100 Pentatas gathering together. And there's, the gathering together, so their discussion is, we make, one campus press to Manjushri, that all the university, everyone chant the press is every day to Manjushri, press to Manjushri. So then they make decisions, they create that prayer, but then who going to do that? So they decided it's like everyone write. Then all is collecting together. So everyone, agree which is the best one. So that press is like they're going to chant every day, use that prayer. So then they went back to their homes and then they composed each one's each painter does compose prayer to press to Manjurshri. Then comes all is this painter does the same thing, same words, same meaning, no difference. So what happened that? Because it's Manjurshri's blessing for everyone. They don't have their own ideas. Each one has blessings. They wrote all same thing. They wrote same thing, same press to Manjurshri. So that's why this press to Manjurshri is very popular. In the Sheda, we every day when we gathering in the temple, so we have to chant before the teaching. Then mostly people has memorized this press to Manjurshri. Long one is the people chant all the time to press to Manjurshri. So long as you knows how to chant this, long as you have memorized, then you can practice Manjurshri all the time, anytime. Use this press to Manjurshri. So that's the history. This press is a very special prayer. So we don't have like any other like that kind of, history like all the painters as composed one prayer together, same, exactly same. So that is the history of these prayers. Then part one, the introductory section, this text begins with an explanation of the meaning of the title, followed by words of veneration and homage. It is necessary for the title to be given like this in both languages because it engenders confidence in the teaching, creates a predisposition for the Sanskrit language, and blesses the mind. So this text is wrote by the Sanskrit. Then this Tibetan translator going to translation to the Tibetan language. So then these translators, the title is always we read the Sanskrit. Title is the teachings. Title is always they leave the Sanskrit, and then they use Tibetan language too. So the reason is, language and blessing the mind. Sanskrit language and blessing the mind. So when you chant this Sanskrit, you get blessing. So the main point is all these 1,000 Buddhas appear in the world, they're going to share the teaching. So all of these Buddhas are going to use the same language, Sanskrit. So that's why we also create our habituate karmic imprints, Sanskrit language, karmic imprints. One day we have become Buddha, also we're going to share the teaching, we have to use Sanskrit. So that's the reason we have to create our, karmic imprints to the language and also get blessing. That's why these translators think very important, leave the Sanskrit name too. And so no thing about the Buddha Shakyamuni is fourth Buddha. So 1,000 Buddha is coming one by one. So maybe we also be one of that too. When we have become Buddha, so we have to share the teaching. Teaching is come from the Sanskrit language. And then this, teaching is a Sanskrit language, or this Buddha's sharing. But also they're going to enlighten all these 1,000 Buddhas in Bodhi Gaya. So same place. When those 1,000 Buddhas are going to share the teaching or in the Varanasi. So same place. Then the 1,000 Buddhas are going to share exactly same teaching like 3 baskets, 3 yanas. they have everyone going to share same teaching, because its teaching is always the same, these 1,000 Buddhas. So that's why it's some realizers go to Varanasi, and where the Buddha shared the first Four Noble Truth teaching in there. So some realizers see there, all this 1,000 Buddhas sit in there. So when Buddha Shakyamuni, he shared the Dharma teaching, he circumambulate all this first 3 seats, and he sit on the 4th throne. Then he shared the teaching. So that's the realizer's perception. So our ordinary beings have different perceptions. Realizer has their own perception. So the realizers see 1,000 Buddhas sit in the seeing in the Varanasi. That means like all these 1,000 Buddhas are going to share teaching in the Varanasi. So that kind of, it's like realizer perceptions, ordinary perceptions different. Then when we shared also Buddha's biography, his, his stories also different, because ordinary perception and realizer perception, they have 2 different kind of perceptions. It's totally different biography, and his story is different. So here, the way, right now it's like Sanskrit, the language we're going to chant this, the theta in the Sanskrit. Shenjana, Guna Pala Nama, how to say, Sutra. So that is the Sanskrit. And then the theta in Tibetan is Par Yishi Yongding Zangbo Shi Wa Shiva Trupa. So that is the Tibetan language. So then there were 4 prominent language in India at the time. The root text-wise writing, of which the most important of these in Sanskrit, the meaning in Sanskrit is as follows. So during the India that time, they have 4 different languages usually they're using. But in the Nalanda University, the scholars use the Sanskrit language. Sanskrit language is for only for high, education, so using that time. So that's why all this Mahayana teaching is come from Sanskrit language. So this text is at that time they wrote by the Sanskrit language. The meaning in Sanskrit is as follows. Here means supreme, powerful, and renowned. Here is also like same is we Buddha's like name is a Sang, and the J is like same as the J means like his flourishing. It's all the quality is appear to Buddha, so that's why he is the supreme. Means supreme, power, and renowned. Jhana has the equivalent meaning to the Tibetan word Yishi, which means wisdom. Jhana is wisdom. Guna means quality, is Buddha's quality. Pala means great. Nama means that it. So Siddhara means press to Manjurshri. Beginning of the text, postation to Manjurshri. So I posted to Manjurshri, then that is the theta. So the theta has a Sanskrit name is that when the translators translation to Tibetan language, that just leaves exactly Sanskrit name, and then that translation to Tibetan language. So then beginning of the text, poststation to Manjurshri. So there's also theater and poststation. These two is these translators, create when they translate it to Tibetan language. So when they translate this text to Tibetan language, they create this posted to the Manjushri. This is the homage. Identify which basket the text belongs to in accordance with the degree made at the time of King Tarapachin. So all this Buddha's teaching and the scholars' teaching is a translation to Tibetan language during the King Tuzong Detsi, and also this King Tarapachin. These two kings during that time, Buddha's teaching is a translation to the Tibetan language. So then King Rinpoche also said, make the roars too that time, made at the time of King Rinpoche. It was made in order that the translators complete their work of translation without any obstacles. So they have a couple reasons, poststation, the beginning, the text they put. One is like these translators, when going to translate this text, is no any obstacle, completion of the, completed the work is done. So that's why homage they put in the beginning. And also this, the kings create like roars, said you have to put homage in the beginning, the text. First, I will explain Manjushri name in Tibetan is Chomdin de Jampa Yang La Chansalo. So that is the theater, the homage. Chomdin de Jampa Yang La Chansalo. Homage is like, first, Chomdin is a name used for the Buddhas. Chom means that Manjushri has subdued the two obscurations, the afflictive emotions and the cognitive obscurations. That means Chom. Din means to press all of the enlightening quality of a Buddha, such as the perfection of joyful effort, wisdom, bodhicitta, power, beauty to be renowned, and so forth. Chom Den. That means the Manjushri has purified all obscurations, has gone beyond the four maras and samsara. The jump means very smooth, like polished lapis lazuli. Jump means that all obstacles, like afflictive emotions and all negativities, which are so hard, difficult, and raw, are completely removed. What remains is smooth, effortless, and peaceful. Yangla means that Manjushri voice has the quality of 60 beautiful harmony as melodies in 60 different languages. Chansalo means homage. The poststation means have strong respect and paying homage to Manjushri through body, speech, and mind. Why does this text begin with the poststation to Manjushri? The reason is because it belongs to the Abhidharma Mahayana. In the Dharma of Scripture, there are three baskets of teachings called the Tripitaka in the Sanskrit, meaning three baskets that divide the teachings into the category of Vinayana, Sutra, and Abhidharma. Texts belong to the baskets of Abhidharma, begin with the poststation to Manjushri. Texts belong to Sutra category, begin with the poststation to the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas, and the texts belong to the Vinayana, begin with the poststation to Buddha. This is in homage to Manjurshri because this text belongs to category of Abhidharma. The subject matter of the Abhidharma text is more about our sense, faculties, the consciousness, and the nature of phenomena. All of these teachings are investigating wisdom, and that's the reason we have to dispress to Manjushri. We need wisdom to understand clearly. This is why the text has been translated from the India Sanskrit language to the Tibetan language. When the text was translated, the translator wrote homage to Manjushri, one of the King Rinpoche's activities to support the Dharma in Tibet was to continue one of the Khenpo activity to support Dharma in Tibet was to continue the work that King Trisong Detsin had begun in having Dharma texts translated from Sanskrit to the Tibetan language. King Rinpoche made a rule that when texts from these three baskets were translated, they must have the pause station and homage at the beginning, so that it's clear as to which category or basket the text belongs to. Okay, so that's the reason. See, this text we're doing, the different homages when you read the beginning. So the mostly scholars means like who study Dharma, they knows when you read the homage in the beginning, then you know which kind of this text. You know this text is like belong to which category. Three basket, right? Which belong to which categories. So this one is homage to Manjushri in the beginning. So that means this today we're going to share this Manjushri, praise to Manjushri is Mahayana, part of Mahayana Abhidharma. So that's why praise to Manjushri. And the Mahayana Abhidharma, I already talked, they talk about all our senses, faculties, consciousness, and all the nature of phenomena is more lots of details. So that's why we have to praise to Manjushri, because Manjushri is representative wisdom. So you have to understand all these informations, and you need wisdom. Without wisdom, we don't understand all these categories. So many, this Abhidharma, Mahayana has so many different kind of informations. Like we have to study that, and that's the reason we have to know, and we need a blessing from Manjushri. That's why homage to Manjushri. So that's also King also said, these three baskets we have to put homage is follow the basket, Abhidharma text or is homage to Manjushri. So this is reason this text is belong to Abhidharma text. And then the theater, we already shared the theater, Manjushri, this theater. So that also very important section, the theater and homage. These two is a very important section. When you study these teachings, so always have the theater and this homage, these two things. If you learn these two things, actually you know almost all the teaching, what they're going to talk about. That means like it's good if you are really good education. You already studied the Dharma teachings. When you read the theater, when you read the homage, and then you know what is in the text talking about, which kind of like information is coming in there. So the same is so the labor of the medicine. So label of medicine, the doctors see that label of the medicine, then they know all these medicines, which kind of benefit, what they have. So they all, everything is understanding the medicine's benefit. So, and ordinary people means like who don't study yet Dharma, don't know much these three baskets informations. They read the theater and homage, then see theater also helps. No, you don't get confusions. You understanding what they're talking about, which text. Same is like, medicine has the label of the name. So you say, oh, I wanted that medicine there. You can buy exactly that medicine. No mistake. If you go to like doctor, give you prescription and name of the medicine, you go to the store, you say, I wanted this medicine. They're going to give you right medicine. So that helps you, no confusion, no mistake. Same like that. You read the name of the text, then you don't lost. You get right text, right information. So that's the reasons, many reasons have theater and homages. And then homage also get blessings. So we homage to Manjurshri. When you study this text, you can completion your study practice. That's why also homage to beginning. And these translators, first they wrote an homage, and then they're going to doing the translate, because homage is helps blessing and become your work is going completion, remove all obstacles. And if we're going to do some like example, going to write the commentary, so then also like first who going to write commentary, they wrote the homage first. They created the theater first and homage. Then homage helps your commentary is become successful and also benefit for others. And there are kind of many reasons homage. So when we study first homage, that helps we're going into study this text, is become you get completion your study and also benefit yourself, and also that study practice benefit for others. So that's the reason we have the homage in the beginning text. So now we leave there and then go to finish the practicing. Teaching is leave there and go to the mantra section. Om Wange Shoramo, Wange Shoramo, Wange Shoramo, Wange Shoramo, Wange Shoramo, Wange Shoramo. Om Wange Shoramo. The altered universes dissolve into light, which is absorbed into myself. I then dissolve into the Mom syllable, which dissolve from the bottom to the top nada, gradually becoming emptiness. I meditate in the bliss of non-duality of subject and object. Then once again assume the form of Manjurshri. By the light of your wisdom, compassion one, may the darkness of ignorance in my mind be dispelled. To realize all the sutras and the commentaries, please grant me the power of radiant wisdom. Whenever I wanted to see see you or want you to clarify my confusions, Lord Manjurshri Kosha, may I have a clear vision of you without hindrance. You, Manjurshri, have performed great deeds to the furthest limits of the 10 directions. For the benefit of all sentient beings, may I and others perform the same activities. Go back to Tibetan. Nuju yerandem ranye chan tokumum de merem nadepa rente me tonsara de chen ya laryan jambara pave koro jo zeden chujen chen ra o zoro che dalo tomo men parab zarne 高当等级用楼多巴耶，老的波本那瓦扎尔的索，刚才大瓦人多巴，现在这瓦人都那样，公婆将样就年内，给me半年同瓦人说，手机能跟他都被。圣经跟动这些事，这当将样就在把大所就把等着说。Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where it is humble may say rise, where it is bomb may say not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. By the blessing of the Buddhas who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the innate truth of Dharma, and by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the Mary Ashe bear fruit. By virtue as pure as white snow of the mountains, may the teaching of Rinpoche flourish in the 10 directions, and dispel the ignorance of all sentient beings, that they will be at last achieve the Buddha's perfection of wisdom. Sanjo Zemjo Rinpoche, Ma Jie Ba Nam Jie Jor Jie, Jie Ba Nyam Ba Me Ba Yang, Gong Ni Gong Den Pe War Xiu, San Jie Ge Son Ni Be Sin La Dang, Ji Nye Manjurshri Den Be Sin La Dang, Gen Den Me Sin De Be Sin La Ji, Jie Dar Mo Yen Mo Lan Zhe Ba Re Xiu, Nam Da Kan Re Da Ka Re Ge Wa Ti, Ren Jian Den Bai So Jie Jie Ba Dang, Jie Den Me Xie De Mo Nam Zhe Re Yin, Tar Sen San Jie Yi Xie Do Ba Re Xiu. Thank you, everyone. So if you're going to accumulate this mantra, then you just you can do like beginning this opening prayer, and then come to in this the sadhana, and up to in this mantra, then you reciting whole day mantra, and the evening then you can do the finish, what we did, conclusion, dedication section. So that means like you're already completing. Or you wanted to do sadhana again and again, so maybe you morning come to in there and do mantra, and then chant or finish, take lunch break, and go back to beginning again sadhana, and then chant the mantra, finish, and so take break, and then go back to chant again. So that's also okay. You can do like 4 sections every day, chant again, go back to sadhana, and that's also good to do. Either way, it's all correct. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you,
Thank
Khenpo.
you.
Khenpo.
Thank you.
Tomorrow we have.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Khenpo.
We come back tomorrow?
Yeah, come back tomorrow. No evening. Evening we don't have program.
Not tonight then, tomorrow.
Not tonight, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
great.
you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Khenpo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Um,